Director of the Mosaic Project, Lara Mendel.
To acknowledge my co-founder here too. I did not found this alone. Gogi, Margaret, where are you?
Yay!
Thank you. I don't even know. I feel the way that Katiana, she was saying gorgeous all day yesterday as we were busy getting ready, and she was there with us till, what, 1 a.m. at least? Saying gorgeous the whole time, and this is gorgeous. To see this room packed with people who care about supporting the next generation of peacemakers is amazing. Thank you so much for being here. As Amani said at the beginning, what we're doing today is looking backwards, looking at where we've been and celebrating that, looking forwards, and also taking a good, clear look at where we are now. And my job now is to do that within the context of the Mosaic Project. And I want to start, people ask me all the time, well, how did you get this idea? So I want to start from there. When I was 15, I went to a 4-night, 5-day summer camp that addressed issues of difference, and it blew my mind. It also showed me that waiting until high school is too late. That by that time, fear of difference and prejudice is already so deeply ingrained. And it was when I was 15 that I decided that I wanted to do this work with younger students. It was only later that I learned, as Shereen said, that we start to exhibit prejudice between 2.5 and 8.5 years old. So it really doesn't make sense to wait. And yet we are the only organization that we know of doing this work on this intense level with young children, the only ones. When I was in college, I had the opportunity to travel to Germany with a group of Jewish students who had all lost family in the Holocaust, and we met with ex-Nazis and German students to talk about what happened. And at that point, I already knew something about the model of the pyramid of hate, which we're going to see up here in a minute. I knew about this idea that prejudice can lead to discrimination, which can lead to violence, which can lead to genocide. I knew that, but I didn't get it till I was in Germany. Then I got it on a real gut level, and I became more determined to fight prejudice. Now, what we do at the Mosaic Project is we add 2 bottom layers here. We add this idea that our separation, our segregation, and our lack of experience or limited experience with people different from us leads to fear and ignorance, which then leads to prejudice, which leads to discrimination, which leads to violence, which leads to genocide. So what we're trying to do is work on every level of this pyramid to combat violence. And we're starting with that bottom layer. We're bringing kids together. And that's not easy to do because, as Minnie Jean said, this country does, well, I actually think our rule does segregation really well. Systems are set up to keep us apart. And as I tell my staff every week, it doesn't work to just put the kids together and say play. We have to be very, very intentional about it because those systems are so strong. So we bring them together, and then we address all levels of this pyramid. The systems are so strong that we're at the same level of school segregation right now that we were in 1969, the year after Martin Luther King was assassinated. 51 years after Minnie Jean had her experience in Little Rock, we still have many children going to segregated schools like Georgia and Samantha, who made their first friends of different backgrounds at the Mosaic Project. It's still happening. So what we're doing is bringing them together, and we're giving them actual skills to dismantle this pyramid, and we're teaching them that their actions do matter. That not only do they have the power to change the future, they will change the future because we're interconnected, as Jeanette said, and everything we do makes a difference. And these actions are crucial if we're going to make peace a reality. And as Karen said, Mosaic is peace on earth. We are not just hoping. We are taking it beyond hope, and we are actualizing our dream of a peaceful, just world. And a lot of students have experienced this dream, this world. In our 8 years of existence, we've now reached over 10,000 young people in our in-school and our outdoor school combined. 2 years ago, I stood in this room and I asked for support to make our youth leadership a year-round program that served our teenagers all year long. And we did it. That program is well underway and it's very strong. Last year, as Shireen said, I stood in this room and I basically asked for her. And it worked. This is a very different year, as we all know. And I'm not going to stand here and ask you to support our growth. I'm going to ask you to support us in keeping on doing what we're doing and staying strong in this difficult time. And we do need you now more than ever. Usually, our income, half of it comes from program fees from our schools, and then the other half comes from fundraising, from grant foundations and individual donors. Well, we know that school budgets have been slashed, and I'm taking calls constantly from our schools who are like, I don't know if we can do it this year. They're not able to contribute what they used to be able to contribute. And then, of course, foundations are being hit hard. So what that means is we need to turn to more people like you, our individual donors. And we know it's a challenging time for everybody. So we need to reach out farther and spread the word, which you can help us do. And we're going to ask people who can give to give as generously as possible so we can keep on doing this work in this important time. And then, once we're through this difficult time, we're going to continue pursuing our ultimate vision, which involves our own land so that we can have our own camp and do our programs all year long, serving more people. And when our model is just the way we want it here, serving all of our program schools, so they're true, our partner schools, so they're true Mosaic schools, and we have our own land, then we're going to spread to other areas and other states and the world, because I honestly don't think that there's a place on this planet that doesn't need the work that we do. And there is not a child on this planet. I will stop here in a second and be like, look what we do to our children. And look what they're experiencing. And look at the models that we've given them. I'm going off the mark here, but look at the examples that we've given them in terms of violence. There is not a child on this planet who does not deserve to experience a little peace on earth. It's now my incredible honor to invite back to the stage two of the most remarkable peacemakers. They're from very different generations, and they're working together towards a common vision. If we can have Minnie Jean Brown-Trickey and Amani Carey Sims come back to the stage. Thank you.